Awesome. All right, everybody, welcome to Business 720. It's financial management. Financial management. Let's just do a little intro. What we're going to deal with here is basically the topics that financial managers deal with. It's a fundamentals course. It's a focus on basically the problems that financial managers face and some of the tools they use to solve them. And this includes basically financial analysis and planning. So do a little bit of that right off the bat. We'll also look at the valuation techniques that are used, especially of securities. So we'll look at valuation of securities. We're also going to consider capital budgeting. Capital budgeting. This is the decision-making process related to what should I invest in? What kind of project should I put in place? And we'll have a situation where we'll consider investments under certainty, and we'll switch gears and then also work on a situation where there is uncertainty. Then what we'll do next is we'll link corporate strategy to finance somewhat, right? And we'll have to deal with capital markets, how they behave. And we'll look at risks and returns, put into place the basic model that every financial manager uses, and we'll deal with efficient capital markets. Efficient capital markets, how those operate. Then we'll get into the topic of capital structure. Which focuses on, instead of the investment side, which up here is the capital budgeting idea, here we're thinking of the financing activities. Debt and equity primarily, right? So, deal with lecture 1 continued. Call it lecture 1A. And the course relies on analysis, so I want you to use a text by Higgins. There's an online text I want you to use as well. Actually, there are 2 listed in Blackboard. I give you 2 of them because I'm citing especially the Ross text, Ross, Westerfield, and Jaffe. But there's a second book that's a little bit easier to read by Burke and DiMarzo. Both of those books are indicated as free PDFs. You should be able to get those pretty easily. And primarily note that this book, Analysis for Financial Managers, that is what you're going to use when you're dealing with Connect. The McGraw-Hill learning modules are a series of quizzes, and those quizzes really help you learn, I think. So what we're going to deal with is lecture notes that kind of in the schedule, you'll see me indicate a lecture, right? And the lecture links primarily to the Burke and DiMarzo book. But you'll also see me giving you reference to the Ross, Westerfield, Jaffe book, and then also the Higgins book, which I'm going to list as HIG. So each week, you're going to deal with a lecture first. It'll be screen captured and posted as a video. And you should be reading the Burke and DeMarzo book. Also, to kind of cross-reference and see another presentation. I think finance students, when you encounter multiple texts, it's better. So you have the second reading there. And then at critical moments in the course, I'll especially want you to work on homework that's linked in to connect with Higgins. That's at Connect. And keep in mind, I just want you to complete homework, right? Complete the homework. Now, work as hard as you can to try to be accurate. But I just want you working to plow through the things and double check your ability to basically go back to the lecture and to go back to Burke and DeMarzo. Be able to see where you're messing up. See, completion is better than just trying to achieve the highest possible grade on your homework. What I want you to do is just get going and keep trying, right? So the real issue is try, right? You're going to fail, okay? Failure is the basis of learning in this course. And the way things will work especially is the Higgins book, what you'll do is you'll have the Higgins book and this Higgins text. This Higgins text is really the key to completing the homeworks. And I like Higgins because it's very, very readable. It's something that you could, if you wanted to, you could really just do my lectures and the Higgins book. And you'd probably get away with a fairly good overview of finance. Okay? And then lastly, what I want you to do, right, especially each week, remember, Blackboard has a great discussion board system. Now what I want you to do in discussion is pretty straightforward. The discussion board issue, or issues I'll say, that are crucial to keep in mind, right? Basically this is for Q&A. Everybody's going to have questions, right? And the beyond the Q&A, there's always, a way to communicate generally with me, but also peer-based learning is really key in this class. You should approach your peers in the class to ask them how they're approaching the problems and completing the problems. Everybody's in it together, right? All trying to figure out, right? We're trying to figure out the financial tools, especially the math. Is often something that's tricky, and write spreadsheets. You can always be sharing those with each other to understand how you've approached problems. And then throughout the course, I'll give you a few spreadsheet examples straight from the Higgins text, so give you a chance to work on those, and then I'll show you what answers look like as well. So let's go home. Let's stop this recording. Head into the key lecture and actually